だからスバルくんのせいです。ゴロゴロゴロゴロゴロゴロゴロゴロゴロゴロ。
Alright, what is going on, YouTube? How is everyone going? So, this one has been a long expected one for the last 3 years for me. I was a big fan of the very first season. I'm pretty sure everybody was. It was so well done, and at the time, I mean, it was definitely the best of that season. Now this season, or I guess this year in general, I mean, you've already got a lot to work with here, considering we have the beloved Marin from last season as the waifu, so Raphtalia is really going to have to push her way to make the top. I don't foresee that happening, sadly. But you never know, she could. So this episode started off with Naofumi pretty much kind of just recapping kind of towards the end of the episode of the first season with, him taking over the village and everything like that, with pretty much starting from scratch. Raphtalia's childhood village, obviously. And they're training because the next wave is actually pretty dang close to coming around. And with that all coming around, last episode of last season, we kind of figured out they all kind of have to work together to get this all done, or nothing's going to happen. So they're training in the village and everything, and we kind of get a little insight with like Keel and the old lady from the end of the first season training, and Keel wants to fight into the wave, and she's like, no, you are not ready for this crap. Maybe next wave, but not right now. You're just kind of getting to the point now where it's like, okay, you're somewhat of a fighter, but nothing worth the waves and everything like that. So that's where that's going. And while that's going, the village actually ends up getting attacked by these like dark bat creatures that are I guess we find out in a little bit are familiars. And this is where we get our introduction to the best girls of the show, Raphtalia and Philo, and we get to see Philo in her actual bird transformation, and Raphtalia is kicking ass too. So it's all starting to kind of pile together, and you get that nostalgic feeling, and it's awesome. It's freaking amazing. I honestly thought it was one of the good fight scenes of the show. Not that there isn't any, because that show is very loaded with good fight scenes, but there's a better one later on. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So, with the concern, after that fight, we find out that the actual counter for the next wave has stopped completely and turned blue, and we don't exactly know why. So they all kind of meet up with the queen, and Rishia is obviously with Naofumi now. One of the heroes, is at the end of the first season, he dumps her, and Naofumi picks her up. So she's with, and we see bitch or slut, whatever you want to call her. She's there as well, and the rest of the heroes. They go to the meeting, and they meet the queen, and she's like, "Well, this is what I kind of feared." It sounds like, yeah, like I said, the spirit turtle is pretty much what's coming, and they need to be prepared for it. As like last time, the other heroes blow it off completely and just like, no, we came here for the waves, not for this crap. So we're out of here. And of course, Naofumi stays, and the queen, is like, I knew he would do it. And I mean, like, who would have? The queen's freaking amazing. She's definitely mommy of the year, at least, So you got that going for it. And as the heroes are walking out, obviously the Shield's heroes staying talking to the queen, but the other heroes are walking out. And we get Itsuki is there, and of course, Rishi is still very interested into him. She wants to get his respect back. For some odd reason, I don't know why, but he's like, no matter if you're training with a shield hero, I'm not taking you back. So of course she's crushed about that whole thing, and one of the party members has to take her down another peg again. Everybody's just kind of being an asshole from that party, so I don't quite understand why she wants to go back, but for some reason she wants to go back. So we find out the village that they need to go to tackle on, well, not from in the party, to tackle on this tortoise is to the east, and we also find out that Melty is actually in charge of kind of like logistics and healing and all that kind of stuff. Kind of going on adventures around, and she seems like she's doing pretty good. The queen asks about her. Obviously, that's why she even came up in the first place. We get a little couple cutscenes with her, and still cute as ever, doing her thing, So there's that going down, and while that is all going down, we go to the smith's place because we got to get some stuff for Rishia, because Granted, I mean, she's more of a magic user, but Raphtalia wants to get her loaded up with the sword so she can train a little more. And well, that's all being said and done. We don't, it's like she said, she's not a very good fighter. She's very incompetent. And Raphtalia's like, I got this idea that might work, And like, while that's going on, I guess he's talking to the smith, and the word around the street is obviously the shield hero is going to go take care of it. And so we go to the good old creepy man himself, and we find out that Raphtalia's idea is to have her form a slave pact with Naofumi so that she can get stronger that way. And like she's really driving it, and Naofumi's like, I'm not going to force anyone to do the slave pact anymore. And he's like, I'm so surprised you still want to be a slave, but she's that loyal coon. And well, that's all going on. She's like, no, it's okay. I will do it because I want to get stronger. So she forms a slave pact with Naofumi, and we got that going off to kind of set off that topic. And then right after that, Naofumi's like, well, now that's all said and done. We need to get some rest because we're heading out straight in the morning. So they head off in the morning, and there's a nice little travel montage of silly little things, all that kind of stuff. And the animation was cute and quaint. I did love it. They get to there, and the villagers are kind of learning and hearing about the rumors. When they approach to the village, they hear all this stuff from them. And there's a rumor around that pretty much 3 of the 4 heroes have already died. And so Philo ends up contacting the main bird, and Phathalia ends up pretty much saying, they're definitely all still alive. And then a little earlier, I guess she did technically say as well that we do need all 4 heroes, or else the same fate's going to happen again. So we get that kind of cryptic thing going on, and everything else along those lines. And kind of while that's going on, we're cooling everybody down. The village gets attacked again. Well, I guess this village doesn't get attacked again, but we get another attack again, which ends up being those black bats again, and these white snow abominable creatures. And we get an action scene, and it's mostly Naofumi, while the other ones are kind of protecting the villagers and getting them safe into the city. And we don't see too many new things from him. We get the tornado shield, the hate reaction, the sphere, the armor sphere, and then we get the good old pretty much when he transforms into the evil blackness. And it's really I did miss it. The scenes are freaking intense. Sadly, as short-lived as it was and anticlimactic, he takes them all out. And then as we're ending towards the ending of the episode, we get this cloaked figure with a purple robe, and essentially she's like, "You're the shield hero. I need you to kill me, please." And then the episode concludes. So what I'm getting from this is, overall, it's a solid back intro episode. They didn't fuck around. They went straight to the point. Animation was about the same as season 1, so nothing different. Still pretty fantastic. And other than that, I don't have any gripes, but I'm not going to praise it either. I am very happy it is back, and I will be trying to review every weekly episode on top of my normals. So I am pretty excited for that. And that's kind of my general thoughts. If you guys have any different opinions or any insight, let me know in the comments down below. Give it a like, give it a sub. And I guess that's about it. I do know, from what I understand, that in the manga, that a lot of people say that the first arc is pretty much the big thing, and after that, it just kind of falls flat. So we will see, because I have not read the manga for this one. But with that being said and done, I will see you guys soon with another video. Peace.